you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
What's going on, guys? Just did a shoot with Tim Sheath for his rebranded company, Ethics. I've been wearing Tim's clothing for a couple years now. First wearing his Nageve shirt, and then wearing his footwear, his Ethics and Antics footwear. Now I got the Ethics tee, brand new, fresh off the press. Thanks a lot, Tim. We just did a photo shoot together, actually, downtown Hilo right now. As like a warm-up photo shoot. I think we're gonna go shoot again tonight for sunset. Just you know, just produce some marketing material for the company. But the reason I want to make this video here is because I get a lot of people saying, and it scares me when I hear this. When people tell me this, I almost cringe. I'm like, no, facepalm. People tell me, Ted, I'm going raw. Or they say like, yeah, I'd love to go raw. And the reason I don't like when people say that is because you don't have to go anywhere to be raw. You might have to go to the grocery store and grab some fruit and bring it back, but really, being raw is about eating raw. You simply eat raw food. You just don't cook your food. In the same way you wouldn't stick your hand in boiling hot water and burn your hand, you don't want to stick all your food in boiling water or cook it in the oven or whatever. Like, just eat raw, just peel a banana and eat it. Done, simple. You don't need to go anywhere. It's not like some chore. When people say like, I gotta go do laundry, or I gotta go to the gym, or I gotta go to school. It's like an event. It's like something you gotta go and do. It's almost like a chore, you know? But eating raw isn't a chore. Eating raw is a blessing. Eating raw is like the most enjoyable, easy to do thing ever. There's no food prep. You just grab a banana, eat it. The biggest amount of food prep I put into my meals is making a smoothie, and that takes me 3-4 minutes. Cleaning up takes another minute, just rinsing out the blender. So, instead of saying I'm going raw, just say I'm gonna eat raw, or I've been eating raw. And whenever you find yourself eating a raw meal, you can begin to identify as a raw foodist. If being raw is your goal, you've gotta start identifying as a raw foodist ASAP, as soon as possible. The sooner you start identifying as a raw foodist, the sooner you're gonna become one. I identified as a triathlete before I ever did a triathlon. I was swimming, I was biking, I was running, and I was calling myself a triathlete. Someone said, oh, you're a triathlete, which triathlons have you done? I'd say, well, I haven't done any yet. And they didn't give me shit for it. They'd say, oh, well, you're not a triathlete because you haven't done a triathlon. And same with being raw vegan. You can say, you're eating a raw meal, you say, hey, I'm raw vegan. And someone's like, oh, how long have you been raw? You can say, well, for this past meal. And they're like, oh, all right. So no one's gonna be like, oh my God, you're not a raw vegan, you ate cooked food yesterday. You just, every time you have a raw meal, identify as a raw vegan. Whatever you identify as, you start to take the actions that are appropriate with that self-image. So this is very important for people who also want to lose weight, people who want to be vegan, people who want to, you know, just be healthier. Start identifying as a healthy person. Start identifying as a vegan. Identify as the person you want to be. When you start feeling like you are that person, you're going to become that person so much faster. You don't need to have all the things in place first. You don't need to have all your fruit stocked up. You don't need to be totally detoxified to be considered raw. You just need to eat a raw meal and then just begin identifying as a raw vegan. If that's your goal, you don't need to identify that if you don't want to, but if you want to be something, start identifying as that type of person. And then the other thing I just want to mention about raw is that I just started shooting raw on my camera. I just changed the setting today, and the quality of the photos is way better, man. It's unbelievable. I was shooting like with the freaking iPhone before using my Canon. So when you get a Canon camera or DSLR camera or whatever, the default setting I'm pretty sure is like JPEG or PNG or whatever. But when you change it to RAW, the quality is so much better. You can edit the photos so much crisper. You can get way more detail into the photos. So that's been cool. The first shot I ever did with RAW was just now with Tim, and like I said, we're gonna go out do another shoot tonight, get some footage. And Tim is actually on like a 21-day or 30-day raw food cleanse. He's doing like a complete detox right now, eating just fruit, some vegetables. But yeah, man, he's keeping it raw, holding it down, and he's feeling amazing, feeling light, feeling energetic, and just clean, man, clean and pure. So that's been dope. If you don't know Tim Sheath, definitely check out his channel down below. He's an absolute inspiration. We were just in the photo shoot we were just doing now. Some kid walked up and he was like shaking, man. He's like, "Oh my God, Tim Sheath!" Like, couldn't believe it. He's almost about to break into tears. He was definitely holding back his tears. Tim is a powerful guy, man. He's been vegan for a few years now, and I remember first meeting at Woodstock Fruit Festival. He's a bit bigger then, probably weighed like an extra 20 pounds back then, a few years ago. And I was like, who's this big guy? And why is he doing all these like backflips and handstands and stuff? Turns out he's like one of the best parkour guys in the world. So yeah, a lot's changed over the past few years for Tim and his company's ethics. So that's it, guys. Just some couple notes on raw food, shooting raw with your camera, and Tim Sheath. Definitely check him out. All right, peace, guys. Later.